bad, good.
I wanted to talk about this case that I saw on Paternity Court. I don't watch this show often, but this one, someone was watching it and I could not believe my ears when I heard what this dude, it was just so dusty, what he said and how he thinks. It was so off the wall that I basically stopped doing what I was doing and I watched the whole thing. It's not very long. I'll actually leave a link to it in the description box because you have to watch it all the way through. I'm not going to put the full thing in my video. I'm just going to talk about what happened. Basically, this man came to court and his name is Martin Hartfield, but he has a mistress. He is married. He ended up impregnating his mistress, and now they're on paternity court to see if he is the father. Basically, it's revealed that he was lying to his wife. Not only was he lying to his wife, he was also lying to the mistress about the wife, because I believe he brought her into a home that he had, or his home, and she was wondering why there were pictures around, and basically he made up this elaborate story of the wife trying to save face even though they weren't together. So it was just insane, and for her to believe that. But I will say she is a 22-year-old. She is an adult woman. She's a grown woman, but she's young, and he is in his 40s. In his late 40s, I believe. So of course he went after a young 22-year-old girl, because at that age they don't have experience, they don't have the wisdom, and they're easily manipulated, and they think they are the hottest thing walking since sliced bread, and nobody can tell them anything until they meet someone like this Dusty. But it was revealed because his wife is sitting there on the side listening to everything. So everything gets exposed, all his lies get exposed, and it just shows that he was telling his wife one thing about the mistress, and then he would go back to the mistress and tell her one thing about the wife. I know a lot of people will say the mistress, she's a whore, she's an adulteress, she's messing with a married man. But you have to listen to the story that he told about being separated from his wife. It was a whole mess, and this is what happens when you think it's acceptable just because someone says it's over, it's separated. It's not over until the ink is dry on the papers, on the divorce decree. That's when it's over. But his wife revealed that she received a phone call from the mistress. It wasn't hostile. She wasn't going after her. They learned that he was basically feeding them both a bunch of garbage. But the wife ended up telling the mistress that her husband didn't even take care of their own children. So with her child, if he was a father, then he wasn't going to take care of the child. It's all on her. He kept calling her a liar. He kept saying, she's with multiple men. But the mistress actually showed text messages of the things that he was texting her. He tried to make up this excuse that he engaged in these text messages because he was paying her. Again, he said he was paying her to be quiet and not to say anything. So he was really being pulled. His strings were being pulled by her, and that he had no choice but to engage in this with a 22-year-old. Just insane. Now, the mistress, she said that he wanted to be in a relationship and that they planned the baby. They had an 8-month relationship and planned the conception date of the baby so they would know when the baby was born. But one thing is that even when she knew that there was a wife involved, and even if it was a separation, she still continued on this relationship with him. The judge calls the wife up, and basically he told on himself by saying that he had a separate place where he would bring his women. He revealed that he had more than just the mistress that was there at paternity court, that he had several women, probably exaggerating, and maybe a few, that he was cheating on his wife with. The wife did not know about this place that he had by himself, and a lot of stuff was being revealed to her. When the judge called the wife up, and he started saying something, and basically he was calling his wife the queen, and the side chick saying, why would he leave his wife for her when he had this beautiful queen here who he was committing adultery on and having outside children on. And because the wife did not support him in his deviant behavior, he asked the judge to tell his wife to sit down. He literally asked the judge to tell his wife, sit down. He was being immature and a buffoon in court. And then he said something to the wife that was so disgusting.
And we did talk, and I found her to be very attractive at the time. And I even, did things to convince her that, okay, maybe I will be a guy that she could take a chance with as far as going out on dates.
But you were married.
And I made sure that she knew that as well.
Oh my God.
I made that very clear.
He's lying.
In fact, Your Honor, if I'm lying, then how would she have information to call my wife when I was paying her, paying her not to tell my wife about the situation?
Our first time having sex, we went
because
down
I did not pay the rent
to a hotel.
She called her.
He's lying. That don't have nothing to do with why I called your wife.
At what point did you discover he was married? Let's get to that.
He had ended up telling me a relative's name, and I had went on Facebook and found the relative, then found Mrs. Hartfield's page. Then that's when I seen pictures of them, and I didn't even call her right away because he had told me like them pictures are old. She's professional, and for her image, she can't. She don't want people to know that we're not together. So I believed him. Matter of fact, I didn't even call her. I text her and let her know like your husband's been treating on you for 8 months, and I'm 5 months pregnant. He's trying to make it seem like we was never in a relationship and that this never happened. But he just texted me just recently, trying to get back with me, trying to tell me he want to be with me.
Oh my God!
So that's
is that true, sir?
No, it is not.
I have a text message right here. He texted me last night. I have the proof right here.
I'd like to see that. You say he texted you?
He texted me earlier this week.
This is a text that says no, and then I'm horny, and then come over.
Oh my God.
And the next line says, I'm serious, I am horny as hell.
That is true. I did send those messages.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
But he's a married man.
Hold on. Let me explain to you why. Because of this game that she and I like to play, that she likes to play. If I don't do that, Dominique goes ballistic. And we've been playing this game, but now that we're in court, it seems like some old man has been trying to hit on a young lady. But I'm telling you, that is not true. Absolutely crazy nuts what she's saying.
What is
if I don't want to be with her, will you look at this queen right here? If I
you wouldn't have
no. You said because I don't want to be with you.
I have a picture
I'm just saying, Your Honor. I do have options. Even my wife, I love her. God knows I do. During the time that Dominique and I met, I had my own place.
He was still living with me. I didn't know he had his own place.
Wait a minute. I don't need her support. I don't need your support. I don't need her support. Please sit her down. Please sit her down.
Wait a minute.
Sit her down.
Hold on.
can't put me out.
Hold on,
I
Mr.
got my own place.
Hold on, Mr. Hartfield. Just a minute ago,
I don't
that's
want
your
her
wife
as
was a
support.
queen.
And yes, but she gonna speak like that, and she's not supporting me. She's supporting
have
somebody
proof
else.
on
I
what
don't
you
want her
said.
with
Well, wait a minute.
Your Honor, only by your wish that
You
she
seem
didn't
like
stand
you're
here.
getting flustered.
I don't like it. That's why I stepped out and had intercourse.
Oh, now it's her fault.
Because I never got her support or anything.
Not only that,
That's a fact.
He had more girlfriends
telling
than he
that.
was talking to me. When I first met him, he had a lot of women he talked to.
Of course.
A lot.
Of course.
It was
Of course.
so not only was it me, it was other people.
Let the truth come out. That's exactly what I said. Other place.
Yeah.
And this is
that's
baby
me.
Caleb
That's right. I did
together.
that last week, actually.
Also,
Something else.
Baby, sit down, please. You ain't got nothing to do with this.
I sure
Go ahead,
don't have
y'all.
anything to do with it.
I wish
Pick
you
your line.
Why are you here?
Because you asked me to be here.
Mr. Hartfield,
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to let you pipe down just a little
Okay,
bit because your tone,
Yes, ma'am.
while you're talking to your wife,
Yes, ma'am.
is making me edgy.
I understand.
It's making me edgy too.
Please sit down.
I called her up to testify.
I understand.
So she'll be standing until I ask her to be seated. I don't know what part of this you think you running. Stop that nonsense clapping. You don't run me, and you don't run this court. Now, ma'am, Miss Hartfield, you're saying that this was not the story that you were told.
No.
What was your understanding?
I knew they had a relationship. And it was, I don't want to be with her. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I want to be with you. Yada, yada, yada. Can we work it out?
And I can see this really upsets you.
It's foolishness. And I didn't need it and I didn't ask for it.
I want a divorce if I can get one.
We good. I'm good with that. Not a problem.
You're classic.
Thank you.
You're classic. You really are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I mean, it's just, if I pulled up the profile of cheater, con man, clown, and coward,
Results.
your face would be next to it.
He literally asked his wife for a divorce because she would not support him in his degenerate behavior. Where in the hell do we do this? He literally expected his wife to sit there and listen to him talk about the relationship between him and the side chick and the other side chicks that she didn't know about. See, this is how women get diseases. This is how you get STDs. This is just insane to be conducting yourself in this manner, and you are putting the health of other people at risk. Now, in the end, you know, when you continue to watch the video, basically the judge is saying how she hopes that he could be a better father to this child than he was with his wife's children. And he says he can't teach the child to be anything but him. So basically, the 22-year-old is left an abandoned single mother that will not have a man who will father the child, which, you know, him being away is not going to be a bad thing. It'll be a good thing because those traits need to stay with him and not be taught to this child. And on the other hand, his wife is going to be an abandoned, cheated on, disrespected woman. This man has wreaked havoc on these women's lives with his lies, with his psychological problems. You have to have psychological issues to conduct yourself in this way and just harm people and not care. Just creating children and don't care about them. To this, I do not understand how it is possible for a human being to create a person and then never see them, never take care of them, or partially see them and don't take care of them. Like, you have to be so broken or so evil or so self-absorbed to do something like that. So now this is another statistic. Young woman has her life ahead of her, thinking she's dating a man who is separated from his wife and, you know, ready to move on to a new relationship. I'm sure he's telling her that he loves her, and he, just like he does with maybe some of the other women he's talking to, exactly how he manipulated his wife. He is a manipulator, he's a liar, he's a cheat, he is dangerous. He's like a loaded weapon ready to fire, and women should be ducking everywhere. But I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think about this case. I'll leave the full video in the description box. Go ahead, drop a comment, and I will see you in the next one.